Well, let's just stay with the breaking news for just a moment. We're going to bring in the smartest, hardest working, best looking, most accomplished lawyer in the history of lawyers to help sort out the breaking news today. Of course, that means Dulan is here. Steve Dulan. He's the latest, greatest, and the best ever. Dulan, good morning.
Thanks, Gruber. You're pretty damn cool, too.
Yeah, I am. You're right. What am I laughing about? All right, let's talk. I don't know if you heard this. John Bolton's home is currently has been raided by the FBI at the direction of Kash Patel, the FBI director. Apparently, they're looking for classified documents in an ongoing leak investigation. Right?
I
What do you
saw
make of
that
it?
this morning. No details. Speculation runs rampant just within my own head. I can't imagine what it's like out there on the internet right now.
I thought you were going to say what it's like in my head. You should. Jeez. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are the voices in my head bothering you? Because if they are, I can't do a thing about it. Here's the thing. Kash Patel put out on X, no one is above the law, FBI agents on mission. He posted that today just before everybody became aware of this. John Bolton, an investigation was underway, but it was canceled by the Biden administration. This leaking of classified information, this is a big problem for James Comey, maybe for John Bolton. And it's interesting to watch people like Chuck Todd, the pretend journalist who used to work at NBC at a pretend news operation, coming out and aggressively attacking this as, the king, Donald Trump is. These are the same clowns that cheerleaded like little girls when Mar-a-Lago was raided about 3 years ago right now, August of 22, right? These people are dishonest, disingenuous. Either nobody is above the law or everybody is. What would you say?
Of course, I agree completely. Obviously, what the political types are doing, and that includes many members of the legacy media, what they're doing is counting on short memory of voters. They are using their terminology in a one-sided way. It's sort of classical propaganda. It's the kind of stuff that we were warned against in black and white newsreels back in the 50s and 60s by people who were seriously concerned about globalist communists broadcasting propaganda within the United States. And some of us of a certain age were taught how propaganda works. And now we're getting a real-time demonstration for the past couple of decades at least of supposedly mainstream institutions engaging in the type of propaganda that was trained against back in the late mid 20th century.
I mean, I cannot disagree. I see people like Nicole Wallace. If her brains were dynamite, I don't think she could blast her way through a paper sack. And yet she's out there on MSNBC every day just almost in tears. Oh, Donald Trump's going to... Would you stop it? I mean, is there anybody in Washington, D.C. who doesn't want less crime and criminals picked up? There hasn't been a murder there in a week. Oh, he's a dictator. He's taking over D.C. Oh, really? You guys raided his home. Oh, and by the way, yesterday, another thing I wanted to ask you about, $500 million civil penalty tossed out, the judge ridiculed by a panel of judges for being completely out of control. Letitia James could not have pulled off that stunt without Judge Engeron being there to beat her partner in crime. Couldn't have happened. They say he totally ignored the law, ignored the 14th Amendment, ignored everything, right?
Yeah, scolding is a great word. The appeals panel was restrained, but obviously it was strategic. It's a fascinating case already in the sense that the actual result of the case was let stand, but the
For now.
damages were reduced to zero, right?
Yeah.
So, right, for now, exactly. And it's probably going to be appealed again, and I'm guessing President Trump is going to probably win again.
He's going to win because here's what was said in the opinion of that I read. These are sophisticated parties, private transactions of which the banks profited greatly, millions of dollars. Donald Trump not only borrowed the money, he paid it back with interest to the great profit of all the institutions he dealt with. There was no harm to the public in any way. These are sophisticated parties talking about millions and millions of dollars. And if you think that Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million, oh, come on. I know what property sells for in Florida. You might get $18 million for the garage down there.
Certainly not. You're absolutely correct in terms of the real estate valuations. But deeper than that, when you explain the basic concepts of law to beginners, there are some basic things that we all learn that actually do apply. And then the law puts basically a gloss of vocabulary over some basic concepts. And no harm, no foul is certainly one of those concepts.
Yeah.
There has to be some damage in order for certain types of cases to proceed. And the court was very strategic, I think, in the way it was laid out. Did not leave Letitia James an avenue for appeal, really, and actually left an opening for President Trump to appeal, which I'm willing to bet a ton of money is going to happen, and he's probably going to win.
He's going to prevail. It's almost for sure. I mean, basically, they turned misdemeanors into felonies and ignored the statute of limitations and took these sophisticated people in massive business transactions and tried to create some fraud or nonsense anyhow.
Well, let me just say this, Steve. What happened at the trial level in this case is a great example of why those of us who are lawyers will never say anything is certain. Because the prosecution shouldn't, right?
Yeah, that's why nobody trusts lawyers, Dulan. It's not like math. Math is a certainty. Word games are not. Anyhow, Dulan.
Right.
The best looking, smartest, most accomplished attorney ever is Dulan. Don't forget it. Have a good weekend.
And the best host is Gruber. Thanks, man.